unsurprisingly, 3-1. Australian ball, pick up, Ambram. Tackler was Williams. Still in Australian territory, Beatson. Rodonicus. Chance for Australia with pick up over the 20. Lock forward Sullivan rather. Looking for support now. Alford's over the line.
And that's a great try by Alford, but the whole thing started with Beatson. Beatson breaking away from tackle, standing in a tackle, slipping the ball back to Rodonicus, and Rodonicus once again breaking through 3 or 4 tackles before he got this ball onto support Alford, who was able to break out of, once again, a feeble New Zealand tackle.
Australian ball. Rodonicus over the 25. Away it goes to Fulton. Fulton racing for the line.
And once again, this New Zealand pitiful defence has led to Rodonicus slipping through there. He had plenty of room to move, but I thought...
It's only about 12 yards now from the Australian line for the second kick. Orchard to Krillitich, back to Orchard. Dowsett in the dummy half position to Gailey. And Gailey bursting through Eade. First try to New Zealand.
Well, that was a good try by New Zealand because they worked a little switch move. One player...
New Zealand 25 and the halfway mark. Right in centre field. Dowsett's ball in. Australian ball, pick up. It's Fulton. Knocked over after he kicked the ball. Colourcoat. Tackled by Ambram flying through. Only 2 yards out from the New Zealand line as Sullivan. Orchard overrunning it. And it's O'Reilly's ball. Inside the New Zealand 25, Ambram distributes then to the lock forward Sullivan, Rodonicus. That's McCarthy. Further out is the pick up. And now Starling. Over the 25, Starling, and racing for the corner. Over goes Starling.
That was a good piece of work there by Starling, in which he showed his speed. He couldn't get the ball out to Stewart, but the man who must be commended was pick up the 5'8", for somehow, some way, that he could have got the ball out to winger Ambram right out here.
And it's Colourcoat. 10 yards short of the halfway mark, Langlands. Over the 25, or up to the 25. One of the tacklers is Fisher, the hooker. In centre field, Walters, O'Reilly, and that's Alford. Alford through again for his second try.
Well, it was good work by Alford, mainly because he burst onto the ball and he burst.
Australian ball, Rodonicus, tackler Krillitich, Sullivan, Beatson, Sullivan, New Zealand ball, Dowsett, and Murphy was the tackler, number 15, the Queensland second row forward, who replaced McCarthy, and that's Paul. Tackler was Rodonicus, still in New Zealand territory as Gailey. Back to Christian. Penalty, Australia.
Well, it's a little bit hard to work out there. Actually, he's penalising the New Zealand players for trying to rake the ball out of that actual play the ball. It wasn't a play the ball. The man was held, and he's ruling, Holman, that someone scraped the ball back, trying to get it back to his supports.
And the penalty takes play up to the New Zealand 25, where Rodonicus has Walters in position. Rodonicus, O'Reilly switching it back to Fulton. Langland's coming through too at a great bat, but Fulton caught nearly into touch, 10 yards out. Murphy. Walters distributes to Beatson. Short passing. Eade tries to pick up. New Zealand ball, halfback Dowsett. 20 yards out from the New Zealand line. Still no points scored in the second half as the Williams sends it to Colourcoat. That's the Australian ball knocked on.
There's certainly been some very, very untidy football in this second half. The first half didn't produce any real brilliant football, and once again in this second half we see neither side really running onto the ball strongly.
20 minutes of play remaining, Australia leading 20 points to 7. Crowd of about 22,000 here. Disappointing crowd for the second test pick-up. Krilitic wrapped him up. Rodinicus, dummy half position. And just about through. Rodinicus is over.
Well, once again, it's just very, very bad defence by New Zealand, because Rodinicus picked up that ball and he went right down the centre.
Another scrum to Australia. Sullivan, Beatson, Sullivan, and pick up. Fulton. Orchard trailing him over the halfway mark. Beats that tackler over the 25. A great run from Fulton. He's going to score in the corner as he's trailed through.
Well, that was quite an amazing try to the Australian players. Actually, the pass to Fulton looked as though it had gone forward, but actually what it did was touch the New Zealand player's hand, and of course that put it back onside as far as Fulton was concerned. And Fulton racing down that sideline, he was certainly picked up by Orchard, but stepping back inside and getting out of the tackle to go over in the corner.
Here, another Australian ball, is it? Yes. Pick up. Caught by Bolton. The replacement lock for Krilitic. Sullivan. Straight through. How was that? Over the 25 and caught by Brereton coming in from the left wing. Walters. Rodinicus. Pick up. They're all outside of him too, including O'Reilly, and Langlands was up into the movement. Walters, O'Reilly this time, and that's Fulton to Starling, and Starling races for the corner, the 7th try.
Well, that try should have come a couple of, or a few seconds earlier, when Pickup came back inside with men right outside of him. All he had to do was pass the ball out, but still, that actual try was good work by Starling. And
Sullivan, the tackler. Pickup, dummy half. Sullivan, the Australian lock, and that's Murphy. Right on the halfway mark, Rodinicus, Beatson, Elford, and Langlands. Into touch. Langlands not very happy about being dragged into touch by Sullivan. And plenty of punches going in. Brereton can throw a few. And Beatson comes in and had quite a piece of Eid. And now O'Reilly and Gailey are having a good set too. Well, that all started with O'Sullivan's tackle of Langlands, dragging him into touch.
Certainly quite a bad incident there, actually. There was only 2 players involved in it, and of course everyone came from everyone. You could see Beatson running across, you could see O'Reilly running across. Fair enough, I suppose, when players are in there and your own mates are in there, you come to support, but everyone came in swinging punches. Could have been
just a case of playing out the time now with only a few seconds remaining. And there's the full-time hooter. Australian ball to pick up Starling. And the crowd starting to run onto the field. Referee blows his whistle, it's all over. Australia has won the second Rugby League test at Lang Park, defeating New Zealand by 31 points to 7, scoring 7 tries to 1. The penalties favoured Australia by, rather the scrums favoured Australia by 26 to 15, 26 to 15, and the penalties favoured New Zealand 14-9. Australia won the match 31-7.